What does trance mean to you? So trance was the genre that basically got me into all this. I think it's very inspiring. It makes me want to make music because it's obviously my favorite genre. I think it brings people together from all around the world and makes people connect in different ways. And this is one thing that I would always want to do. So I think during a club, festival, whatever, that trance nights take people on a journey. So starting from 1:30 right up into 1:42, that's something I would always love to do, and open the close in some big club and have the experience of taking people on that journey. So that's what trance means to me. The world is about to end and you're organising the last ever party. Who do you book to play? So for me, I would book Scott Project. I don't think the scene would be where it is today without him. An absolute genius, and I absolutely love his sound. Next, Will Atkinson. I don't think this guy needs much of an explanation. All you guys definitely know him. He's just absolutely crazy. Love his sound. What I like about it is he doesn't stick to one genre. It's so versatile and different than every other DJ, and that's really what I love about him. And next, of course, from my hometown, Shugs. It's really inspiring for me to see, obviously, from someone just down the road and who has made it so big. It really shows like it doesn't matter where you're from. You can definitely make it. And then to finish off the night, we would have Fergie, an absolute legend, and from back in the days like 2000s, early 2000s, his early Radio 1 guest mixes and all, they were incredible. So if I could bring someone back, it would definitely be Fergie. What is your greatest fear? So my greatest fear would probably, between two, it would be drowning. I absolutely just hate the thought of it. It makes me shiver thinking about it. And then losing your hearing. I think most DJs have had the experience coming back from a club and having the booth whipped up and coming back and hearing your hearing damage for the next day or two, and it's really not a good feeling. So I think one of my greatest fear would definitely be losing my hearing. I can't imagine living without it. What is your earliest memory? My earliest memory would probably be whenever I was about 3 or 4. I remember running down my granny's hallway and saw a big massive dog. This thing was huge, and I remember trying to jump onto his back. I have no idea why, and he tipped over and I fell and I broke my leg. This dog was massive, and I broke my leg and I had to go to hospital and all that night. It was a traumatic experience, and I really remember it. And then I think my earliest memory music wise would be whenever I was about 12 and getting my first ever set of decks. It was a Newmark mixer, and I was playing for what was it, like a 13th birthday, and there was about 5 people standing about, and I was loving this, going mad in a wee community youth hall. And since then the reaction from the crowd has always been what pushed me to do more and more shows. So I went from playing the birthday parties to doing little live streams on Facebook to getting the attention of promoters in Belfast to playing with club gigs. It was always a little bit of an issue with my age, but I started playing club gigs and then gone on to little festivals but it's really gone up since then. So that's what's always drive me, the crowd and the support and feedback you get after your gigs. Have you ever said I loved you and not meant it? No, I don't think I've ever said that and not meant it. I think it's a proper thing to say, and if I said it, I would have definitely meant it. What is your guiltiest pleasure? My guiltiest pleasure, this would be a big one for me. See, if I had nothing to do, I could lie in bed for days upon days and just watch movies, Netflix. I could just lay in bed all day. And then I love mini chatters. Like, my dad could go out to the shop and buy a multi-pack of mini chatters, come back the next morning and get a packet, and there's none left. I think that would be... I've actually gone on to look for bigger bags of them because they are unreal. What is your all-time favourite movie? My all-time favourite movie, I think... I love Christmas movies, so things like Home Alone and that would be... I love that. It always just reminds me of Christmas, and I really do love them. And comedies, I really love the stupid things like Mr. Bean. It's brilliant. If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be? At the minute, I would remove diseases, things like COVID-19, and then of course, I'm sure we all know someone who suffered from cancer. I would remove that there from the world and hopefully find like a cure for it. And then at the minute about what we're going through, I would definitely remove all things like racism. I think everybody should be equal, and if you have nothing nice to say about someone, then don't say it at all. So yeah, that's definitely things that I would remove from the world at the minute. What is the most important lesson life has taught you? So I think that one would be to always work hard for what you want to get. Nobody is just going to hand you things. You really do have to drive and really work hard to get where you want to go. And then the other one would probably be treat people how you'd like to be treated, and always stay humble. If you were an animal, what would you be? I think it would be pretty cool to be a lion, you know, just why not? But if I was to choose, I would probably be like a big hawk. Just imagine getting to fly across the world and see everything from a different perspective. It would be awesome. Which track from your back catalogue best defines you and your sound? So I'm still learning things at the minute and learning the craft. It's super hard to get your productions down onto the software, but I think in the next maybe year or two I can have things signed and put out for you guys to hear, and I can't wait to put it out and you can really see what my sound's about. I've had help from the guys like Jordan Suckley, Sam Jones, Shugs, Kieran, and it's really good that people are helping out to help me learn this. When did you last cry and why? This is a quick one. It was at a family funeral last year, and that was why, yeah. If you weren't a DJ and producer, what would you be? I'm still at school, obviously, so at the minute I'm studying things like obviously doing your basic subjects, and then one I'm really interested in is digital media, which that involves graphic design, computer technology, things like that. So I think that I would like to, if the DJing and producing doesn't take off big, then I'd like to go on to study that in higher levels. But things other, like in music wise, I'd like to be a promoter. Things like people over here like Northern Ireland Trance have really inspired me, and I think to go on to run nights like those guys, it would be really good. What is your favourite country to travel in and why? Last year, me and all my family, we travelled around Canada, and it was an absolutely beautiful country, and I'd love to go back there someday. It was incredible. But somewhere I would really love to go and play my music would be Argentina. The guys over there, they absolutely love trance, and they look like such a energetic crowd, and it's somewhere I would definitely love to go. Top 3 trance tracks of all time. This is a super hard one to choose from, but I think mine would be, starting off, Alle Alle, which is actually framed up on the wall. What got me into this was Kevin and Parry. It was the tune I heard and I was like, what is this? And obviously went back, researched, and really got me into trance music. Moving on from that, it would be Signum. I got to play with this guy. It was probably one of my first big gigs. I was 12, 13, and he came over to Belfast, so I warmed up for him, and it was incredible. I love all his music, but especially What You Got For Me. It's mind-blowing how good the tune is. And then number 3 is, this tune needs no explanation. I'm sure you all know it. It's Robert Mad's Children. It's just the whole track, all together, it's unreal. What is the one thing up and coming in your schedule that you're most excited about? Well, obviously now that's quite a tough one to answer with most gigs not being cancelled, but I was really excited about going to Luminosity over in Amsterdam at the end of this month. I wasn't playing or anything, it was just going over with a load of my friends from Northern Ireland, and it was going to be incredible, and I'm gutted about it being cancelled, but I can't wait for next year. It's going to be even big and better, and it would have been great to meet all the guys, obviously from Seven. I'll get in contact over social media, and then all the trance fans from around the world. I was gutted about it being cancelled, but next year will definitely be here. A final message for the dedicated trance fans over the Tranceportal. Just a big massive thanks to everybody that's helped me out over the past few years, and a big thanks to John for asking me to come on to the interview. For anyone who hasn't saw me before, I appreciate you watching. Hopefully in the future, in the next couple of years when things are back to normal, I can come over and get to play for you guys. It will be an unreal experience. So thanks to everyone for watching. Keep an eye out for things up and coming, and big thanks to John for asking me to come on. Legends.